Okay guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about a new camera that just came out. I have here my old tried and true Canon R5 with my 28-70, and now I want to show you the Canon R6 Mark III and why this camera might be one of the best sleepers on the market if you are a sports and volume photographer. Now, one thing I'm going to say quick about this camera is the R5 Mark II is coming in right at around $4,700 I think right now, or something like that. It's not cheap. This camera right here, it's only $2,700 something. We'll put the actual prices on there right now. But for a sports and volume shooter, this camera kind of checks off a lot of the boxes. Today we were actually at a photo shoot and we were photographing a young lady, and she's a basketball player. We'll put some clips from that in here. If you watched us, we went live the day we did it. So if you see some of the live videos we have done in the past, you probably tuned into that. But while we were shooting that shoot, I stuck with my Canon R5, which is my baby, the one that I know the best. And Elijah actually shot video on this. So it's pretty cool to have this camera as a video. So let me tell you the reasons why I think it works great for volume and sports photography. Number one reason is the file sizes. Like in my Canon R5, the file sizes are huge, 60 megabytes sometimes. And these, they're like 32 megabytes shooting full RAW. And the small RAW isn't too huge either. It's relatively easy, so you're not taking up a lot of space. Now, another thing is if you're a hybrid shooter, and most of us are now, because if we're doing any type of sports or sports action photography, we are going to utilize that video. And this thing is a lot different than this thing. With the Canon R5, I don't know if you guys remember a long time ago, it was always overheating, randomly shutting off, it's just getting too hot. With the Canon R6 Mark II, we didn't really see that. And with this, we're definitely not even getting close to doing any type of overheating. Elijah, when he was filming with it today, only thing that happened was his battery died and we switched to another battery, which, I mean, it does kind of, when you're shooting video, you're always going to burn a lot more battery, but they have a very specific battery for this camera. Thanks, Elijah. And this camera has, I don't have the battery in there, sorry, but it's like an LP-E6 and it's got the white stripes on it. So it's a little different battery. And I think they put that type of battery in here just to help with the video side. Now, let's say you're like, dude, I don't shoot video, I don't need video. That's not gonna make me wanna get this camera. The thing that I like about this is it's kind of like an iPhone. Every year they come out with a new iPhone, right? And there's another iPhone, and then there's iPhone 17, the most powerful iPhone ever created. And then this is the iPhone 18, the most powerful. So this kind of has that similar feel when you put it in your hands. It doesn't, from my understanding, it doesn't have the magnesium alloy body like the R5, but it's built rock solid and it's kind of a little bit lighter. And the grip and the handle feels a lot similar to my R5 than I thought it would. Now, buttons wise, the buttons are similar to the R6 Mark II, where you got your dedicated video and photo button, right here. And then you have your dial panel, which is outside of the screen. Versus on the Canon R5, it's in here. As you can see, it's a button and it's all digitally done here. And then your on-off switch was kind of up here, which was kind of always weird, and everybody didn't like that when that first came out. So they moved it back like everybody had kind of complained about. On here, I have the 24-70 f2.8. We actually shot a wedding this weekend. Strange enough, I know we never shoot weddings, but this was like a dream client for us. They were perfect for us. Everything was a match, and I actually shot this the whole wedding, and the sharpness and the way that it tracks while I'm using it during the wedding, and I know we're not here to talk about weddings because most of us are not wedding photographers, but I feel like wedding photography kind of gets you ready for every single type of photography out there, because you're doing product photography, you're doing photojournalistic photography, which translates over to sports action photography, because there's sometimes in the wedding when people are walking, people are moving, people are dancing. Those are skills that transfer from volume photography, sports action photography, over into the wedding photography. And then we're doing portrait photography. So whenever I'm doing portrait photography, I go straight into school photographer mode. I typically have a tripod. I'll have an FJ400 version 2 or FJ400 up. and then I'll have my camera on a tripod, and I'm moving people in, I'm moving people out, I'm moving people in, I'm moving people out. So I got a lot of use out of it in a bunch of different ways, really fast, within a 10, 12-hour day. It was a very long wedding, which isn't bad because we priced accordingly, so it was a win-win for everybody. And this camera, it worked circles around what I thought it was gonna not work good. So I only had one battery, so when the battery started getting to like half, I would put it on the charger, which was only one time. And then I grabbed an older LPE6 with a little holographic on it, and I would put that in there. The thing that you need to know is when you put the older battery in this camera, it kind of gives you a little warning. It says a lot of the things that you can, a lot of the special settings and stuff you can't use while you're using it. But I didn't use most of that anyway because I was just doing photo most of the day. I didn't shoot any clips of video on it. And I actually had this paired up with the 28-70 that I have on my R5 earlier in the video. So it worked perfectly with that one. And like I said, it feels like when you get the new iPhone, it still feels the same, it still feels familiar. It's just got a little bit more inside going on. The focus, I didn't have any issues with focus at all. And some parts of the wedding were super dark. And when we shot today in the video, did you have any issues? Elijah said he didn't have any issues. Elijah's literally, come on Elijah. Elijah's literally here with me. That's who I'm handing cameras off to as we do this review. But yeah, he had no issues with it, which is awesome. What were you gonna say?
It was smooth. Everything was pretty smooth, and video looked really great, honestly.
So from the video perspective, were you able to look at these files yet? Oh, you might want to scooch in. Were you able to look at the files from it?
I looked at a few. I didn't look at the file size, but as far as like image quality, it was pretty good.
So you primarily shoot with our R6 Mark II, which is mounted up right now. Could you tell a difference when you're holding it?
Not really.
Okay, could you tell a difference on the way it was focusing or anything like that?
Focus might have tracked a little better.
And it could have been that you had the 24-70 f2 on.
Oh,
and we don't ever use that, but low light performance. Did you see any like grain or anything in it? So that's another thing. Go ahead.
I noticed a little bit of grain when shooting at the higher ISOs.
Yeah.
But
we were like in a pitch black gym with just the light from the FJ400s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from a photo side, I think this camera is a banger. It checks all the boxes, and the files are not as big. As a school photographer and a sports photographer, it's very rare that I need humongous size photos, maybe for senior banners, but for the most part, I think just a raw file, you know, even a small raw file works for that, but we typically will shoot a big raw. And then as far as on the video side, Elijah's saying he saw a little bit of grain. Did you see that it had like little ISO buttons in there? It's where when you switch the ISO, you could hit 800, 400, had little things in there you could click.
I did not see that.
Oh, that was pretty neat too. I think that was an upgrade that they did to this camera. But I think at this point, you kind of got the gist of it, what we think of it. This camera will probably be one we add to our kit. I don't think the R5 Mark II is gonna be necessary. We are getting into a little bit more commercial video. So this is a camera that would sit pretty nice. We were considering the
Canon R8?
No, the new one they came out with, the R60V or something, R6V or something?
Yes.
Which one was that?
Man, I forgot the name. They put too many letters in there.
Yeah, it was like a dedicated, like smaller video. It was supposed to be kind of like the M50, a little bit higher end than the M50. And this camera, but the thing about the new one they made, it didn't have a hot shoe. And because it didn't have a hot shoe, we were like, well, we're sports photographers and volume photographers. We need a hot shoe. And this one was the closest thing to it. And I think the price was right at $1,200 or $1,300 for the other one. And it was just missing a couple of things. So we can use this camera for a third bay on school shoots, or a third bay on sports shoots, or a video camera during regular shoots with 2 bays. So we can use this R6 Mark III in a multitude of ways. I think when we first get it, I'll probably be like, you can have the R6 Mark II and I'll take this one. Will probably happen when we first get it, just so I can get used to using this one. But for the most part, I think this will be a perfect addition to our kit. I don't think we would need an R5 Mark II because we're not doing that much commercial work. And I think if we put that much money into another camera for video photo, we would probably go with the R5 Mark II if we had a ton of retainer video work, but we don't really have a ton of retainer video work yet. It could change. Everything's changing. We got one school and we got contracted to do all their sports for the year, so we don't know exactly how that's going to look, but I think there'll be a lot more photo video stuff going on now that we're running their whole sports program. So the AD was a coach at another school, and now he's coaching at a new school, and he brought us on to really help with their school in all the ways that we can. And coaches are excited about it. We're excited about it. And I think this is going to be the beginning of a great thing. So if we're doing really, really great, you'll see this in our kit sooner. But if not, then we're good with what we got and we're making it work. So this is by no means to tell you to go drop money on another camera body, but we just want to give you an honest review of what we thought of it. We didn't really get too techie with it. We kind of just gave you real world what we felt about it. So this is just our thoughts. This is by no means the absolute for this camera, but it just tells you from a volume and sports photographer what are the best things about it. And pretty much smaller file sizes, great autofocus, great for video and photo. And then also I'll add one more thing that me and Elijah didn't talk about, but for video you can shoot 120, 4K 120, right?
Yes.
And then we have the what was the 170 for? The 170 frames?
2K.
So we can shoot 170 frames, which is 240? Is that what that is?
I think it's like 360.
360.
They don't have shutter angle on this camera.
Okay.
So you're either shooting 320 shutters, 320 or 400.
And that's gonna make for like slow dramatic shots. They look a lot better when you slow-mo it. So instead of doing the regular slow-mo, we'll be able to do like real smooth slow-mo. So like if there's
Blur will be very
0 to none.
Well, it'll probably look more real world.
Okay. So it'll look smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're doing video for like a hype reel or something like that, or the player's like, shh, it'll be able to slow it down and make it look more natural, kind of like you see from like the colleges like LSU and Texas A&M and UT, all those guys who have pretty much no budget. They just get whatever they need. It'll look, you'll get a lot closer to that with this camera than you can with the R5 or the R6 Mark II. Because I think they can only shoot 120, but it's only 1080.
The
right?
R5, I think, can shoot 4K 120.
They can shoot 4K 120, but it overheats.
Yes.
So it's pretty much useless. And then the R6 can do 120, 1080.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's a trade-off. Also, we didn't use it. Did we use OpenGate?
We did not.
We didn't use OpenGate, so we can't tell you anything about that. We'll know next time. All right, that's our thoughts on the R6 Mark III. We rented it today. We rented it this weekend just to try it before we buy it. We're pretty much a try it before we buy type of people. So we rented it and tried it. So that's our thoughts on it. All right, peace. Leave some comments, we'll talk back to you. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. All right, peace.